One Piece is, well, in one word, long. It's coming across its 974th episode, and well, as a dedicated One Piece fan, I am here to try to sway you into watching this series as we come across our last two arcs. And, well, that gives you about 5 years in order for you to catch up and join the spectacle that is the finale of One Piece that has been running since 1999, I'm pretty sure, in this comedically small hat, but scratch the hat thing. Now, One Piece is an action-adventure focusing on pirates. And trust me, I wasn't even a big fan of pirates before I got into this, but of course it swayed my mind. And, well, it's not even that much into what pirates really do. Now, One Piece, I would say, it's kind of like the equivalent to what The Legend of Zelda is to all of game culture. It's an adventure, well, there's a lot of mystery behind a lot of things found, and our crew is there to find it and not so much discover what it really means in a straightforward line, but slowly find out as more dots start connecting together on their path to become the king of pirates and find the One Piece, which is the treasure known to all of mankind to be the greatest treasure in the world that no one in the world knows about, except maybe a few people. But that's just out of the way right now. Now, One Piece focuses on our main protagonist, Monkey D. Luffy, who can only be described in one word as simple. And another word would be, well, actually, never mind that part. He fights. Luffy fights. At his core, that's what he is. He's kind-hearted, but he's also he's not so bright. He fights for what's right. He doesn't care about political agendas or anything of the sort, as this world kind of focuses on the abuse of power, especially physical power involving special abilities given by the fruits, which is a whole nother thing. I don't really want to tell you if you're not going to go into it. Let's just say these fruits give you powers, like how Luffy has a rubber fruit, or a rubber fruit, or a gomu fruit. It gives him the characteristics of rubber across his whole body. Now, he always ends up fighting for what's right, and his crew was a great dynamic to that. Each one of them has their problems. A lot of personal problems that's, well, Luffy ends up helping them with. And because of this interesting dynamic as time goes on, and they start being more together as almost a family, they begin to understand each other. And they only hope to help each other reach the goals that they set out on the first place. And this dynamic is interesting as it is something that can be built upon. It doesn't start out at the highest point from the beginning. Each person is very, very selfish in a sense when the crew starts, but you get the sense that something is building, and towards the later end of the series, you get to feel it. The amount of compassion they have for Luffy and his dream of becoming Pirate King. They aren't even selfish with their own lives. They believe that he should be the Pirate King, and they are willing to put their lives on the line for that. Now, each of them actually has a very unique touch for Luffy in a different sense of direction. Let's just say they all have interactions that end up helping Luffy. They're always on the lookout for him for things that he's not so good with. Because at the end of the day, all he does is fight. That's what he's good at. And, well, that's about it as you follow this crew till the end. Now, art style is a big reason to why a lot of people do not like this, and you have to remember this thing was started back up in the 90s. It has that touch that a lot of 90s anime has, but does not focus too much on the more prettier side of things like Sailor Moon does, should I say. One Piece is it's a comedy at its very core. It's a structure built on that. And what I mean by that is that by looking at the art style itself, you will actually understand why a lot of things are integrated. It's not so hard to integrate a lot of very out there ideas. Because, well, it looks like this. Like clowns being pirates, or a cake as an island, or a bush, a guy that's a bush in a treasure chest. Yeah, that happens. And, well, it's not outlandish. At least not too much, because it's One Piece. Because this art style is the way it is. And personally, I prefer it. I think it adds a lot of flavor, you know. It's like cooking chicken breasts, right? You pop that stuff in the oven, right? Comes out. You can have two completely cooked the same way, but if you don't add that little spice, that little flavor into it, it's completely different. And, well, let's just say One Piece is my Cajun, if you take that example. Because it adds so much, and I really, really do appreciate the older style. And if you don't, that's completely fine. If you prefer what One Piece looks like now, there's actually movies, it's just long episodes, that cover the entire arc in the new form and really cuts out a lot of the filler. So if you don't want to watch the whole thing, go ahead and watch those. I think it's called Episode of the East Blue. Just make sure you watch it in the right order, because it can get twisted sometimes. And honestly, you're going to miss out like a lot of the little things that make the dynamic of each character amazing. Now, I just gotta say, personally, One Piece is actually ending up to be one of my favorite animes. And I didn't even know. I just saw like clips and all of that all over social media, and I look at it and I continue watching the whole thing, and I enjoy that. If I had to watch one anime for the rest of my life, it would be One Piece, not because it's just so long, but because I think there's so much that's been established. There's so much built on it, and honestly, it's never boring. It's always entertaining. Even the fillers, which, granted, I didn't watch a lot of them, they've been amazing. They don't feel too much out of touch, and they've really just well, they're there to help with the time. And yeah, these people, these animated characters that you follow actually end up being your friends. You care for them. You're sad when they're sad. You celebrate when they celebrate. You cry when they cry, and all you want in the end is for them to succeed in their dreams. And once you get to a point where you catch up and you realize that you gotta wait for more, or maybe if you're watching this at the end of the road for One Piece, you begin to realize that, you know, maybe One Piece wasn't long enough. Because that time that you spent with these characters, well, it all just comes to an end. Just like that.